My 6'7" lockdown is an absolute menace in the stage on NBA 2K26. I mean, we're going absolutely crazy out here, streaking up, stopping any guard trying to dribble on us. Who said plucks aren't in the game? We're out here ripping it off him every single time. And you already know how we're shooting on this build. We are not missing out here in the stage. Had a ton of people asking for stage gameplay on my lockdown build, so this is the first stage lockdown video of the year from me. And we are going absolutely nuts out here. Real quick before we get started, drop a like, drop a sub, turn those notifications on for me. I'm going to give you guys the build and we'll get right into our gameplay. Alright, here is the attributes for our 6'7" lockdown. If you have not seen this build already, as I continue to get cap breakers, it just keeps getting better and better. 75 driving dunk for the Devin Booker dunk style, and the athletic hangs off one. 83 three-pointer to shoot insanely consistently on this game. 60 pass accuracy, more than enough than you need on a lockdown build this year. To go along with a 60 ball handle, 65 speed with ball. I mean, we're going to be able to move a little bit, nothing crazy, obviously. 82 interior, 99 perimeter, 96 steal, and an 84 block. You guys will see the badges here in a second. To go along with a 60 rebound, grab a rebound here and there. You guys will see it in the gameplay. We are really grabbing them out here. 90 speed, 87 agility, 82 strength, and a 75 vertical. We're fast, we're athletic, we're strong. I've had a couple people ask me if we could go 85 strength instead. If you guys are willing to sacrifice the 90 speed, you definitely could up that weight a little bit to get the 85 strength. I didn't happen to do it on this build, but it is definitely an option. Use this as a template if you want to make a lockdown. You don't have to copy this exactly. Let's get into the badges real quick though. And here's all the badges I'm using. As you can see, I still don't even have Legend Challenger yet, so this build is only getting better the more I play on it. I just have so many builds. I haven't had the chance to sit and grind these badges. They're a little bit harder to get, but I will use a badge elevator on it next season once I get that, because I'm going to be level 40 super fast. And I did choose shooting specialization on this build. Looking back, I don't think I would do the same thing, but that is what I went with anyways, just so I could have the permanent set shot specialist max +2. Here's all the animations I'm using. Feel free to save these, screenshot them, whatever you want to do. Jalen Suggs motion style. This is everything I have on in the video. I'm also going to go ahead and give you guys my jump shot. This is the jump shot I'm using. It's definitely not the best for rhythm shooting. I don't really love the Michael Porter Jr. base for rhythm shooting. It's definitely better for button, so I might end up changing this, but this is what I used in the video, so I wanted to make sure you guys had exactly what I was using. But that is all my animations. That's the build. That's everything else I can possibly show you. Let's get to the gameplay and show you how good this build really is. Like I said in the intro, a lot of people have been asking for lockdown gameplay in the stage for me because I've posted a lot of lockdown builds this year. So I brought it out here to the stage, showing you guys we really can compete in a competitive scene. And as you see, we're knocking out our first shot of the game, and then I'm right up pressing this guy full court. A huge thing in the stage is to make sure that you can get bumps on the guard early, because if they sit and dribble around like this, like even though that's a wide open shot, his green window has shrunk because he's getting bumped, because he's using his stamina. They did have a 7-4 in their team. He's going to try to shoot over my center repeatedly, but as you can see, my center is shutting that down in the paint. We have a great defensive team. My guard is only an 84 overall. We brought an 84 overall guard to the stage and just relied on our defense. He's using the Lamonsta style, like two-way slashing playmaker type build. Super high dunk, super high defense, pretty high strength, good shooting still. I mean, the build's really solid, but like I said, only an 84 overall. But you see, we are clamping up on the defensive end. A huge thing. I'm pressing this guy full court. I'm trying to get as many bumps as possible. I'm trying to get that adrenaline off him. Look at the pluck steals we're getting out here. The more bumps that you get, the easier it's going to be to get those pluck steals. Center's going to pull top of the key and miss it, but my guard's going to go ahead and lay that right back in on the putback. And then we are up 8-0 early in this one, pressing this guy immediately. Look at the bumps we're getting. He's a 6'2 guard with a 99 three-pointer. A lot of people said that my build was troll, my lockdown was troll, this and that. But as you can see, we're out here just shutting down guards, and you're going to see it throughout the whole video. I think we went on like a 4, 5, 6 game streak on this court here before we had to go to another one because we couldn't get a game. But as you can see, the 7-4 is trying to get the Kobe's triple threat, get himself open, but he just cannot do it. My center knows when to jump, and then he's wide open, and he's knocking out on the other end. I really do think that 7-4s are just not as viable as they were before the patch anymore. But not even just a 7-4, we are taking this guard out of the game, ripping it off of him again, getting consistent pluck steals out here, but my center can't end up getting that one to go. The 7-4 did get a pretty good contest. That's okay though, and you guys are going to see, if you watch any lockdown gameplay from me last year, I do a lot of this like screening for the guard, screening for the center. I don't like the typical, I mean, I can definitely just sit in the corner if needed, like you guys are going to see it, but backdoor and cut for the win. But I do play a lot of those like on guard screens, on center screens, just to try to confuse the defense. Whenever you do something that people are not used to in this game, they do not know how to react to it, and it works a lot of the time. Try to play different. Don't try to play like everybody else, and you will have good success if you know what you're doing. That's game one though. Let's get right into game number 2. Getting into game number 2, I just want to say this is definitely this team that we're playing right now is a competitive team. They definitely knew what they were doing. Purple plates with a 6'9" center shooting 80-something% from 3, and we just had to lock in on defense. Center's going to jump late, ends up getting him to miss, which is awesome because we cannot give up threes early on in this stage. Center's wide open in the paint though, get a nice little standing dunk. That's another thing. People are only used to people hucking threes, fading threes in this game, which yes, it's definitely the easiest, fastest, best way to win. But if you play a little bit different, if you take your twos and just lock in on defense, you will win a lot more games than trying to force threes every single time if you do not have it open. He crossed over, I reached at the right time, but I could not end up getting the steal. I'm getting good bumps on this guy though, especially on these taller guards. My guard left the guy wide open, but he did miss, so that's okay. But if you get good bumps on these taller guards, you are going to get up stop a lot of the time. People were talking about my 6'4" lockdown, which I have more gameplay coming on also, but like even on the 6'4", if you get a couple bumps in, knock their adrenaline down a little bit, you will get a lot more. They're not going to shoot over you consistently with one adrenaline. It's just not going to happen, especially with legend, challenger, legend, everything like that. I do dribble the ball up in this possession and hit the center wide open with sharp take, and he's knocking that down, giving us a 17-6 lead against a very competitive team. Like I said, these guys definitely knew what they were doing. They both leave me open for a wide open shot to end the game there, trying to not let the center have something easy in the paint. But as you can see, a 3-game streak. I don't have these games in order just because a couple of the teams pulled up on us back-to-back times. But getting into the next game here, as you can see, this is the same team from earlier on. But I wanted to switch up the order so you guys weren't seeing the same team back to back. I think we're on like a 3 or 4 game at this point, but we end up going, like I said, a 5 or a 6 game. The 7-4 definitely came to play this game. He's going to hit a few shots, but my center's jumping perfectly on time right there to send it back right in his face. I'm throwing it all the way down the court to my guard, knocking down a nice little easy layup. Another bump steal there, but their 7-4 picks it up, and I reached, trying to get the ball when it was on the floor. I reached and it got it late. 7-4 misses a nice little dunk meter there, so we are going to be wide open in the corner, hitting my guard back, hesitation, and he's going to go ahead and dunk it. I think he's got like a 93 driving dunk or something like that on this build, something crazy high, and it can get all the way up to a 98. Those 6'4s can cat break some crazy driving dunk this year, but I'm just boxing this guard. He can't do anything, and he's going to start relying on this 6'8" 2 guard quite a bit more, and the 7'4 is just hucking contesteds. I'm throwing it down to my center, rewarding him for the good defense, and he's going to go ahead and finish that off, giving us a 6-11 lead. But I'm right back on this guy full court. He does not even want the ball. As you can see, he's kind of defaulting to throwing to his center or throwing to his 2 guard just because he is boxed. He dribbled way too much. He got bumped too many times, and he's not knocking it down even though he's wide open. We just really can't let up threes. That's a big piece as a lockdown. If you guys are playing lock in stage, just try to do not let up threes. If the more 2s that you force, the better chance your team has to win, especially with how shooting is a little bit easier this year. If your team can get up threes, you can force the other guard to take 2s. You're going to win a lot of the time. I get in the paint, knocking it out to my guard, giving us a 20-9 lead. Now, as you can see, there's just nobody that can stop us out here. If you guys are enjoying this video with a 6'7" lockdown, I have a very similar style of video coming on a 6'9" lockdown, just showing you that that build can also compete in the stage. And I'm going to tell you, after playing on that build in the stage, that build is way better than I even anticipated playing rec. I mean, I was getting a ton of stuff. You guys will see it in the video. But anyway, stay tuned for that. He does get a 3% contest here and knocks it down over me. The best thing you can do, as long as you're getting contest, play good defense, get your contest. They're going to hit shots. It's just going to happen in this game. I'm wide open, no dipping that in the corner. Like I said, this jump shot's definitely not the best for rhythm shooting as I push him out of bounds there. This jump shot's not the best for rhythm shooting, but you can do it. I just don't really prefer the Michael Porter Jr. base with the rhythm shooting. I definitely prefer like Scottie Pippen or Jonathan Isaac on the taller builds. But we are not locking this guy up. He's trying to default to the center. He can't really do anything. He's going to try to fade in the corner, but I am there. This center that shoots really high percentage, like I mentioned last game we played them. Look at this. This is just a great defensive possession, and then we get the illegal screen because he's moving that left stick while he's trying to hold me off the guard. Guard can't get open without the screen, moving real stiff with no screens. My center's wide open in the corner, knocking it down, giving us a 7-13 lead. And like I said, I'm back into that guard screen action, getting him wide open for the dunk. It confuses the defense a lot because it's not something you see people do in this game, and my guard hits a super tough fade right over their lockdown there, knocking that down, giving us a 20-10 lead. Center jumps at their center, great contest, down to the guard with a 60 pass act, and he knocks it down, securing us another win. That was our little 4-game streak right there. And we ended up switching courts, just trying to get games easier. I mean, nobody really wants to pull up on a 4-game streak in the stage for some reason, but we are getting a stop on the 99 3-point guard to start the game. I couldn't get a switch onto him before we started, but I do jump at the lock in the corner, get a nice little open contest, and he misses his second shot off the pump fake. Grabbing the offensive rebound though, finding the guard right back, and he's knocking down his shot. 2-time, he's not missing the second time. I am going to end up taking a little bit of a guard roll, and not a guard roll, but I'm dribbling a little bit more than I usually do on this build this game, just because their lockdown was pretty solid. So props to him. I'm going to end up dunking. I'm not getting baited out of the corner, and we go up 10-0, and they got a couple threes after that, but we are still up 13-6. I'm getting right back into that little guard screen action, and he's dunking all over the 99 3-point guard. No interior defense, so you know he can take that up every single time, and the dunk meter will be very big. Dunking is just very solid this year. I get 100% smothered on their lockdown in the corner. They throw it back to the 99 3-point guard, but my guard is all over that. I'm telling you guys, strength is super, super important this year. We end up forcing an offensive 3-second. I'm going to end up pump faking and then hitting the center on the cut pop or slip pop, and he knocks down the nice little midi, giving us a 17-6 lead. And at this point, it's all but over. We just can't let up anything too crazy. I did get hit pretty hard on the screen. The guard should have made that, but he didn't. We're out on the break, 19-15, ending the game, securing another win on the 6'7" lockdown in the stage. That is going to be our last game of the video. You guys saw how dominant we are out here. Stay tuned for the 6'9" lockdown in the stage. Let me know what you guys thought of this down in the comments. If you stuck around all the way to the end, I really appreciate you watching all the way through. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment on your way out, and I will catch you in the next one.